still more.
Yep.
Sometimes your life feels like a broken roller coaster, 1,000 useless moving
Yo,
parts.
what's up, man?
Sometimes you spend your night
You too, brother. I
just
gotta mute.
gotta
I'm
get
totally chat
closer,
where I'm at right now. We
hiding
definitely
out in
want
the
to.
backseat of your car. You
I can't wait for it,
tell
man.
yourself it's raining,
It's about time we got some good snow up here.
the clouds are
Oh yeah,
in your
chat soon, man.
head. You tell yourself it's better to jump before you fall again, before you lose it all again. Look up, do you see the sunlight? Look up, there's flowers in your hair.
Beep beep.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I can't wait until we can like share that and make it really big in public. So lots of cool things to come.
Hi there. Not sure. Can you guys hear me? My audio always records terribly. I don't know what's up with my computer, but everyone else sounds great, but my audio doesn't. So I'm glad you can hear me. No, wonderful. I was thinking also record it. We can upload it as well if that's okay with everyone. Okay, let me get it started here in a second. Good to go. It's recording. Go for it.
Yep. Yeah, so like the way that I think about this is kind of like a capital city. So you know, you see these movies like Ready Player One, or if you've read the books, you can read it in there too. But all of these big, huge future metaverse platforms or worlds have a centralized city that they go to that has everything, all the hubs, all of the connectivity where new people log in for the first time. And Genesis Plaza lacks a lot of that because one of the biggest complaints that I have is when you drop in, you can't see the plaza around you. They've got the clouds, they've got colliders, so you can't go to the edge. And you think that you're just on this tiny circular platform and there's nowhere else to go. And so I think if people were to drop in and see that they were in an actual world, an entire city around them, and were immersed immediately, I think the retention would be a lot better. And not only that, but having the DAO representation be that first experience and that first impression is everything. Because I agree that not a lot of people, if anybody outside of this group, knows what the DAO is or that it even exists. And I think that's a huge opportunity to solve that issue because we do want more people to be aware because we want more of a diverse voting population, but also it could bring in really great projects, really great studios. So there's all kinds of potential for that. And I think that this, you know, futuristic approach is a good way to go because then you're not leaving up the opportunity for something to go out of date and having to update that all the time and constantly. So I think striving for something futuristic, something that is outside of what we know as like a normal world, because we have that freedom and that opportunity to do literally whatever we want, especially with the verticality. A lot of people or a lot of builds don't take advantage of going upwards. It's all like one level or like instancing different ways, like we do that at Roomway, but not a lot of verticality. So I think being able to create vast environments that are as captivating to people as soon as they jump in, but also has functionality to it. Because when you jump down the well in Genesis Plaza, there are vast structures and stuff, but literally not one of them has a functional use. And I think that that's a huge missed opportunity because, I mean, not even foundation meetings are held in their own plaza, their own district, their own place that they built for that purpose. And so being able to capitalize both on the aesthetic and the functionality, I think is going to give like I said, a better onboarding experience, but also at the same time, it's going to give a purpose for us to go and use the actual platform outside of what we all use it for personal needs and stuff like that. But yeah, you can look through the pitch. We've got some pictures and stuff. Yep. You said everything I was gonna say, girl.
I'll speak up because nobody's saying anything. And I think you kind of hit on this a little bit, but I guess I'll just ask it here. Like my biggest fear would be like centralization within this, where it's going to be just a small core group working on it. And I guess like what I like about Genesis Plaza now is that it's its foundation. It's not controlled or designed or kind of impacted by one group. And so I guess, and I believe you said something along the lines that different people would get to design it. I guess just putting it out there, that would be my biggest concern, is that I want it to be like decentralized by the foundation. However, at the same time, I want the design, like I want what you guys are bringing, the energy, the drive. I think it's good to have it moving in this direction. So I guess I would just put that out because it might be something other people in the community are concerned with too. Like, like I said, maybe you already touched on that, that other people will be allowed to build as well.
And also keep in mind too that the concept images that we posted are laid out in a 20 by 20, so it it looks like huge and like that there's a lot going on, but when you scale it down to an avatar, you're basically like wandering around endlessly and there's endless things to do. And all of that layout, all of that structure, all of those buildings can be completely changed if the community doesn't like it. Like what Lostrom's saying about including everybody is exactly what we want. We want everybody to have a say in how this works, because it's not just us that are traversing this platform. It's not just us that are and in fact, there's people in this channel who are onboarding people more than I am. So I definitely want everybody's opinion in how this works and what you guys think's the best. So don't take what we laid out as a concept as like final design.
Yeah, you did, and it's kind of just one of those rhetorical questions too, as well as then if we do, when we hand over the keys to the DAO, then that sounds like another committee that we'll have like to make decisions. It's trying to figure out how to do this in a decentralized way, and realizing that sometimes shit gets done when it's centralized, and so yeah, thank you. I appreciate you also having an image with this as well. Yeah, pretty sure you saw my feedback on that, but appreciate having something to show what your team's capable of. We know what it's capable of, but definitely appreciate that.
Hey, what's up, Lasher and Nikki? It's Alpha. I just wanted to say thank you for breaking this down, because I actually see the proposal a lot differently now. At first, I was just looking at numbers and realizing I'm like the bid tenders for HQ and what they offered was like 10x the vision of what was asked for. So that's the reason why I was a no at first. But listening to you guys break it down and share, obviously you guys have experience of building a plaza. Angzar was, that's an amazing plaza that has more, I would say, more people talk about Ongzar than any other plaza, not including Genesis Plaza, which is, interesting. So I know that this DAO Plaza idea is in good hands, and I do actually want to see it come to life because I do realize like if we have a plaza that we can consistently grow, I feel like that would bring a lot more impact when onboarding. Because like for people like Sinful me who would like sit there and just asking for anyone to ask us questions so we could help them, it'd be easier to take them to a part of the city where we could say, hey, just walk around, like I'll walk with you, and we can actually like learn as we're around the city rather than people fly into Genesis Plaza, they don't know what the hell to do and they're lost and then they end up just leaving. And I feel like the DAO, as much as we don't want a brand new user to like get too confused with the DAO, I would definitely like them to learn that first so they can realize how valuable of a like quote unquote user or person they actually are. Like they have a voice here. Decentraland is user owned. If we have a DAO Plaza, that actually promotes more of our mission of having something that's user owned that we could grow together as a community and not just like what you're saying. Technically, Genesis Plaza is centralized. I don't know how many I don't know how much time it took for them to finally get an AI in there that could answer questions for when people aren't there and there's no like not abandon the users. But even that AI character isn't being utilized like it should. Like main point I'm saying is that Genesis Plaza, it's historical, but the new people who would want to create value to it say, hey, I think you guys might need this, you guys might need that. It won't be implemented until a fashion show or something comes where they want something of theirs to be changed. That's when they update the plaza, or they'll like change your location of spawning in. Like it's all foundation based when it comes to Genesis Plaza. DAO Plaza, to be able to have like the community of users growing that, they know what the plaza needs. They know what the world needs. 100%. I agree, and I think they should do that. My bad. I was just gonna say I completely agree with that. I feel like I wish more of the foundation was here to listen to that because that's where they should start pivoting. Where like you should start, updating your plaza so that it can be a major tool for onboarding. Like it can be helpful for a new person to simply sit there and learn about the world rather than they're sitting there just typing in chat. Can anyone help me? Can anyone help me? 100%. And I feel like it's a great educate like as much like when I first came to DCL, the DAO didn't exist to me. It was just like, whoa, this is a cool world, cool games. Like I was just exploring, and I feel like that's a lot of new users. They're just exploring. Like they don't know nothing about a DAO. They don't know nothing about voting power. They don't know anything about that. And I feel like if they were to just be able to walk into a plaza and realize that, it would kind of like inspire people to like pick up a broom, pick up a, just kind of start, want to help themselves, want to learn more about a DAO, like realize like, oh, I can make a difference here. I can create here. I don't have to like just blend in or like be in the shadows. I feel like, I don't know. At DAO headquarters, you're right. I think it's a little simple. It's kind of plain. It's just a building that has the utilities that we would need to basically bring our online website of a DAO in the world. But why not expand on it? Yeah.
And when you have an open environment like this, it's also a lot easier to traverse the plaza with the person rather than trying to teach them the go-to command and then hopefully praying that you're going to be able to see them when they teleport to the next spot that you're going to, if it's not just like a ghost avatar or whatever. Whereas with this open concept that we have is you literally can walk over to a tram system with each other and like take this whole tour of the city, and you can tell them where everything is. If they want to go to a certain place, you can take a train there, or you can take a personal pod there, or it's getting away from the traditional traversing that we know and love. Well, some of us love, some of us hate, of just teleporting everywhere or slash go toing everywhere, and actually experiencing the world like it's meant to be, like it was created to do. I think the Genesis Plaza lacks a lot of that because once you go downstairs, there's nothing to do because nothing works, nothing's functional, there's no purpose for anything other than just eye candy. And at some point, the eye candy goes away because again, you can't do anything with it.
Last I have another question, or possibly two questions, depending on the answer of it. So, and I promise I'm not poking the bear, but much. So if this is going to be, is this going to be some place where instead of Genesis Plaza, where the users would spawn into here in the future? And have you had Foundation's blessing? I guess my thought is, what happens if they're just like, nah, no thanks, we're not interested, and they just don't want to?
It would be the same taste we got when you asked if we downvoted their manifesto, would they still do it? And they said yes.
Thank you for that last one.
One of them is actually there. I just hid the bigger one because it was blocking a couple of the buildings and it wasn't good for one single photo. But they are there, just prefacing.
All I gotta say is thank you guys. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody and their perspectives. It's great to have these conversations. I think in the future, these should be required from every team just so that everybody can make a more well informed vote. I think that's extremely important when we're talking about taking over certain aspects, such as this, from the foundation. So, yeah, and feel free, always ask questions. Anybody has any art questions, I'd be happy to answer. Anybody has any ideas, art ideas, totally throw them by us. Like Lostrom said, we're totally open.